Welcome, everyone, to Friday's Inspiration. I'm Kimberly Sherry, your frequency alchemist. I work with conscious entrepreneurs, which is why we are talking about our subject today, how conscious entrepreneurs quantum jump. So this is a really great topic. We're trying something new out in the fresh air. It's so lovely here. I'm still down in Southern California. Hey, Catherine and Cindy. Nice to have you here. I just discovered we're in the flight path of some of the military bases around here, so we might get some of that traffic. So today, and hello from Germany. Great to have you here from Virginia Beach. It is lovely here. Croatia, awesome. Nice to have you here. And South Africa, wow, what an awesome international audience we have today. So welcome, everyone. This is a really important topic because, I attract a certain audience of people who are more conscious. And what does that mean? And I'm just going to do something very unconventional here. I want to make sure you can see me clearly. Okay, good. So when it comes to being conscious, I attract a lot of conscious entrepreneurs. So what does that mean? So generally, people who are more conscious are more aware. They're more awake. We're talking about this great awakening. And so people have this greater awareness. They have more access to more of their senses. Now, we have 360 senses, at least according to the ancient Egyptians. And so these are something that can be measured to see how much of our senses we can access. Also, the level of our consciousness can also be accessed. So that's the beauty of this infinity system, is things can be measured so we can see where we actually are on this level of consciousness. Generally, people who are more conscious, they're more empathic, right? They feel everything that's going on around them. And so that's how they have a greater sense and awareness of what's going on, is through their empathy, through their ability to empath and feel what's going on around them. And sometimes that can be good, and sometimes that can make things a real challenge, can't it? So when it comes to business, we're talking about conscious entrepreneurs, how you can make a quantum jump. Along with our ability to have this greater awareness of what's going on, we also have a greater awareness of like the agenda that's happening on the planet as we speak, this darker agenda. And this also creates some of our biggest challenges that we're facing. So, conscious entrepreneurs are also more in tune with their gifts and their, like, why they're here on the planet. What is their mission here? Like, they are a little more tapped into what that is. And so along with all of that, their abilities to have this greater knowing what their gifts are, bringing it to the world, no doubt working with business mentors who can help them establish their systems and the structures, that masculine structure that's so important and necessary in a business, to be able to channel our gifts, to be able to hold that feminine frequency that channels our amazing gifts. And so we're all here on the planet at this time in history, because we know that we have a really important role in helping humanity ascend even higher and to make it through this really challenging time. Now, there's a lot of people that are very, very much afraid and operating from fear. And it's this fear that these powers that be are using against us. And so along with this greater consciousness comes some great challenges. And so one is, along with this greater ability, this greater knowing and intuition, there's also a part of us that maybe we don't quite know everything that's going on in our energy field. These hidden energies, these energies that are very sneaky and they hide, but they have this massive influence on our energy field. Like take, for instance, this 1% energy that I talk about on a very regular basis because they have such a powerful influence on us. They can make us feel so tired, like you'll just be working along at your computer and then this wave of tiredness comes over you that you can't do your work, you can't think clearly, there's a mental fog. And so this makes it really challenging to step forward with confidence, to step forward with a lot of certainty and knowing that the mission that we have keeps moving forward. So with these influences in our energy field, so that's just one, there's about let's say 4 or 5, I'll say 5 because we just found a new one. Not that it was new, it's just that this is one that I'm starting to include in my vibrational altitude reports. So there's 5 things that have a massive influence on especially empaths because we feel so much more. So that is the energy of these fear entities. Those are entities that this 1% energy uses to try to control us through fear. Now, fear has so many faces. It can show up as just discouragement or feeling tired, feeling distracted, unmotivated. Anything that's going to prevent us from moving forward is generally fear. So there's, fear of the future. There's fear of what is going on, on this planet, and fears of what people are inoculating themselves with, fears around death and dying. That's a big part of this agenda, is using that fear to coerce you into things that are actually more harmful. So there's this huge agenda going on and lots of fear, and these fear entities are infiltrating our energy field and affecting us in a very, very big way. And there's a second thing, which is even bigger than the fear entities, and I call them control beings. So these are much sneakier, and like the fear entities hide in the 25th layer of our aura. So that's way out of our awareness, right? Well, these control beings are out in the 30th layer, so even further out of your awareness. And even for people who think that they're awake and conscious, or they're moving towards more and more consciousness, they're not aware of these outer layers where these big influences are happening. So these control beings, they will often get you to fight with somebody else's control beings. And the next thing you know, you're arguing about something that, before was never even an issue. It's like, why are we even arguing? And they'll make you fight for your stories, and keep defending your stories, keeping you in those old paradigms. So that's 2 things. A third thing is, and this is a newer thing that I'm including now in our energy reports, in these vibrational altitude reports, because it also has a huge influence on our energy field. And this is these discarnate beings. So this is basically dead people, dead people that have not ascended yet. They are still hanging around. Now it could be relatives, but it could just be entities that are still just hanging around. I know that when I went up to my sister's up in Oregon and was helping her clear out this old barn, and where she had tons of stuff stored. It was, anyway, I won't even go there. But she also had a cemetery on her property, and all these dead people just started showing up, and they knew that I could help them ascend. So they at first it was a few the first day, maybe 3 or 5, and then more and more kept showing up, and like 30 of them, a total of 30 of these entities showed up that wanted to ascend. and they were just bored, you know. They were just had been hanging around there for like decades, and they were ready to ascend. So that was really helpful, and I think that they were also having a negative effect on my sister, on her property. So that was a good thing. Anyway, so that's another thing that I have a specialty in, is being able to discover these discarnate beings, who they are, and whether or not they have ascended. Like, we can help them ascend so that they're not bothering you anymore. So they can affect you in a million different ways, depending on where they are in your energy field. They can be, a lot of them can be very sad. Some of them can be very angry. Some just mischievous and annoying, hiding things from you, all kinds of things. At any rate, so that's 3. Let's see. Fear entities, control beings, kind of beings, and then energy cords is also another really, really massive one. Now, that is my highest, most viewed video on YouTube, is about how to remove these energy cords. And so a lot of people are aware of these cords, and they know that when someone is energetically cording to you, they are siphoning off your energy, right? They're tapped in, and they can pull on those cords and make you feel guilty. If they're tapped into your heart, they can make you feel really tired and unmotivated, which is, they're basically trying to control you. If they're corded to your solar plexus, on and on and on. So, and especially here, if they're corded at your 6th chakra, it can cause a lot of confusion, foggy thinking, because they're trying to get you to see their point of view. And maybe it's not your point of view, and so that's just going to create confusion. So energy cords, they can also cause you to feel pain in your body, because it can prevent the flow of energy. And whenever energy stops flowing, that can be painful. So that's another really big one. Let's see. I said 5, didn't I? I think there's one that I'm forgetting. Oh, yes. Okay. Outgrown spirit guides. So this is also really a really big one for conscious entrepreneurs, because you are generally on a path of growth and expansion and learning new things and letting go of old programs and the ways that we've been programmed from birth, or even programs that we've brought in from past lives, and this whole slavery program that we're currently under, and the amnesia program, where we've forgotten how to self-generate love. So these outgrown guides, they may have worked with us for many, many lifetimes, but we're growing so much and so fast now that we can't unpack them or release them fast enough. And so they tend to hold us down in those old patterns of how we've been operating. And they're generally related, I've noticed, to how we've been using our power, thinking that we are powerless, thinking that we don't have our sovereignty. And that's what the powers that be want us to think, right? They want us to think that, what you see going on around you, there's nothing you can do about it, and it's just the way it is. That's the program they want us to believe. And so as more and more of us are stepping into our power, stepping into our gifts, as the energies are rising on the planet, as our personal frequencies are rising, we are getting more and more access to our gifts and to our infinite intelligence in our hearts, especially. So because I know that there's so much of this stuff that people are struggling with, this is what I wanted to devote today's energy clearing to. And I'm curious to hear what some of you have been experiencing as far as some of the challenges as a conscious entrepreneur, some of the challenges that you've been facing in your business. And while you're thinking about that and entering that, I'll tell you one of the biggest things is that I've noticed conscious entrepreneurs face. It's almost like one of the last things that they conquer. Like they're stepping into their gifts. They have all this great ways of helping people and this great insight and whatever their gifts are, but they haven't mastered the energy of their money. So often they're still a slave to money. They have a hard time manifesting money, magnetizing those clients easily and effortlessly. And so I'm curious if some of you are also experiencing these challenges, especially financially, because that's what I would say is the number one thing that people are struggling with. So let me get my glasses on. I'll see what you guys have to say. And thank you, Roma. Roma's posted the vibrational altitude report. This is critical if you really want to know where you're at vibrationally, and especially if you're an advanced healer. So that will have to be another. So Cindy says that's her main issue. Yes. So advanced healers often, we think that we've got our gifts and our tools and we could just use that, but that can only get us so far. We can only go so far with our personal gifts, because then we bump up against those blind spots, right? We bump up against the blind spots that are out of our awareness, and they're hiding for a reason. It's to try and protect us, because pain and so forth, that gets scary, diving into some of that pain. So let's see. Catherine says, my main challenge is thinking clearly. Very, very important, isn't it? I feel like I think about my stuff is hard, but it's much easier for other people. That's common to think that everyone else has it easier than us, but then once you start talking to more and more people, you realize that we're all going through the same thing. We're all in the same boat, right, on this planet. And we're all up against these same oppressive energies that are intent on keeping us pushed down. So they don't want humanity to wake up, because if we do, that's the end of them. Because then we know that we have mastery over our emotions, and we have mastery over all the things that are feeding these dark energies. Once we stop feeding them, then they cannot exist. That's just the bottom line. So they're on a mission to keep us asleep and disempowered. And so those are the huge challenges that we're facing up against. So let's see, anybody else have something that you wanted to share about maybe some of your challenges, so that we can include that in the clearing today? I mean, I have some things that I know I'm going to be looking for, such as feeling pretty drained. Thank you for sharing, Natalie. Yes, this is also part of exactly what I'm talking about. So thank you for sharing that. And that is that tired energy I was talking about earlier, where you just feel like, you've been unplugged. Like, where's my energy? So yes, and there's several reasons why that's the case. The places where these fear entities will plug into are often relating to our energy center, right at our solar plexus. That's like our motor, our engine. So when they're plugged in there, then we don't have access to our power. It's hard to get motivated. And so these are some things I'm going to be checking on. So we'll kind of do an overall measurement, as some of you are also posting your comments. Is we're going to be looking for these outgrown guides and these, mostly the fear entities, control beings, discarnate beings, and cords. And if we have time, we'll do the outgrown spirit guides. Those take a little longer, but we have a new tool that's been introduced. It's not that it's new, but Spirit is just guiding me that this is really a fast track, a really like an energy hack on how to get through this stuff a lot faster. So that's great. And so we'll be using that tool today. And we'll also be checking for energy cords so that you can think more clearly. You can stop being pulled by all those guilt strings. You can have access to more of your power. And when, the most common place people will cord to is right at our root chakra. And these are generally people that think of us as maybe the Rock of Gibraltar, and we help ground these people, and they feel more safe around us. And so they plug into that root chakra. The downside is that when they're having a bad day, you're going to experience their bad day. And so that's why we want to clear cords out of the root. And then we're also going to be measuring fear and anger, which is food for these powers that be. And we're also going to see what else shows up. Let's do that. We're going to do that. So let's see. Natalie does tarot reading. Awesome. And that can, when we have these greater gifts, we often become a target for these energies because they know that we know what's going on. Naluful. Not knowing where to start, feeling like I need to know exactly to the detail what are my gifts or purpose before I can take action. So this is another face of fear. So thank you for sharing this, Naluful. It's a perfect picture, and it's an energy that will stop us. Like we don't feel like we can proceed until we've got it all figured out and we've taken every course imaginable and our website is dialed in, and all the things that stop us. The thing that you have to remember is that you only need to be a few steps ahead of the people that you're serving, and you can serve people without a website. We're not going to get into a lot of the business logistics here today, but that's a very common thing as well. So thank you for sharing that. Natalie, I forgot that I can post these. So let's do that one. So that was Naluful, not knowing where to start. And so that was that. I forget that I can do this. And then Natalie says, I think maybe the control beings are slowing me down. For sure they are. I should be doing many more readings per day, right? Well, and it's not so much should. How about I get to, or I want to, or that's what I really desire, So Natalie, let's see how many control beings you have. You have 5. So you're right on with that one. See, you have this deep inner knowing. You already know these things. And so that's the thing, is a lot of you, like, you have a sense of what's going on. Maybe not exactly, because you're still growing, you're still evolving, but you have this inner sense, you have this knowing. And so when you get your vibrational altitude report, I'll be able to validate many of the things you already know, which will help build your confidence. I also tell you exactly where all of the energies are in your energy field that might be causing you to have 95% anger, or why you have all this martyr energy and you're working really hard, or the fear and what kinds of fear that is. So that report will outline the whole thing. It's a 17-page report, and then those of you who are healers can go to work and see what you can do with your gifts to heal. Comes with a 30-minute comes with a 30-minute conversation where I'll answer all your questions, and we can see how much progress you made with your tools. So that's great. Anything else? Anybody else have anything that they want to share that we could address before we move into our clearing? Here's the altitude report for those of you who are interested. And if not, let's go ahead and measure how much. So this is a collective energy of, how much fear and anger is in the group. So we're going to do an overall measurement now of the fear. 95%. So that's really high. And let's see about the anger. 100%. And so when you're feeling that much anger and fear, another thing that people will do to counterbalance all of these energies is they will not be in their bodies completely. Yes, so I'm getting that most of you are only in your body 15%. So that's not very much. And if you're not in your body all the way, you're not going to be available for all the information, the inspiration, the way spirit is trying to flow through you, and maybe give you some downloads of stuff that you need to share with your people. So it's really important that we keep our energy flowing at this high vibration so that we can eliminate excess anger. You'll still be able to access anger whenever you need it, but you're not going to be carrying it around. It's so hard on your nervous system. So you'll be able to release this anger and this fear and get in your body so you can be present, you can be confident, you can be available. And this is all really, really important. All right, so no other comments. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We've got about a half hour left, and that will be great to be able to clear these energies and send you off for a really great weekend. So sounds like somebody's having a bad day out there. What do you know? Voila, they're disappearing now. So let's go ahead, and we're going to start with first those 3 parts to getting ultra grounded. So first, that grounding cord that goes from the base of our spine all the way to the center of the earth, center of the planet, and attaching that really securely so that you can release all of the energies that are causing you to leave your bodies and not be present. And then you're going to send roots down from the bottoms of your feet, and they're going to go deep down into our Mother Earth, all the way through to the other side of the planet. And it's going to wrap around the entire Earth. And then from there, we're going to bring this abundant feminine Earth energy up through our feet and ankles, where it's kind of slowing down. So the ankles relate to having fun. We want to have more fun in your life, right? So let's bring this energy up through the ankles and the calves. Yeah, it's slowing down there. So this is where a lot of adrenaline collects. So if you're sitting around too much, you're not getting out and taking walks and enjoying the fresh air. And no matter where you live, I can't imagine where you would live that you could not get out and take a walk at some point. And without this, so that you can have some fresh air. So as we bring this earth energy up through the legs, we're going to check the worry circle, which ideally you would not have one. So 2, 3. So right now that worry circle is out to the 3rd layer of your aura, like a big hula hoop around your root chakra. So we're going to pull in this circle of energy, and we're going to drop all this energy down the grounding cord. It's like you're squeezing that tube of toothpaste. It's just all going down the grounding. So take a deep breath and just release all of that energy down your grounding. Excellent. Okay, great. So that's the 3 parts to getting ultra grounded. So now you're going to bring your attention above your head. And we're going to start bringing pure source energy down through the creative rings that are stacked above your head, that hold all of your dreams and your desires for your business, for your ability to help other people. And we're going to bring pure source down through these rings so that what you desire is in your highest and best interests. So it's recalibrating these rings and coming into the crown where it's stopping. The energy goes all the way out to the 15th layer. So that's that 1% energy we were talking about, right? That 1% energy that wants to be the boss of us. They want to be sovereign over us. So we're going to pull in this influence and we're going to lift it up and out of our crown. And then we're going to bring pure source down through our crown, and that's 6th chakra right behind our forehead, down through the throat, down into our hearts where it's stopping. Again, it goes out to that 15th layer. So this is that 1% energy that doesn't want us to access our infinite intelligence at our heart, doesn't want us to self-generate love. They want to keep pulling us to the outside, thinking that love is all out there. And while that may be true, where it starts is here in our hearts. Okay, let's lift that energy up and out, sending it off planet. Then we're going to go back to bringing pure source down through our crown and our 6th chakra, throat, heart, solar plexus, where it's stopping. So we're going to go out to that 3rd layer. So this is that tired energy some of you were talking about, that feeling unmotivated, maybe even some low-grade depression. So we're going to pull that in. We're going to just drop it down the grounding. There's also a fear entity in here. So I want you to use your free imagination, and we're going to imagine a flame right in your solar plexus. Let's see, what's the color being asked for here? A black flame. So this black flame is pure darkness, pure darkness. And this is a very transformative energy. So it's going to just transmute this fear energy and just dissipate it. So turn on that flame. So each of you do this for yourself so that you learn how to master your energy. Okay, good. So there's no more fear entities in there. So let's go back to bringing this pure source energy down through the solar plexus, down through the 2nd chakra, spilling down the root. And then we're going to mix these two energies, that earth energy coming up through the legs with pure source coming down the backside. We're going to bring it up the front, real close to the spine, through the 2nd, so right at that 2nd chakra, out to that 15th layer. So a lot of the 1% influence here today. So we're going to use that flame again. Yes, the black flame. And we're just going to transmute that energy of this 1%. Go ahead and turn on those flames. Okay, great. And some of you might have some intuition that maybe even a different colored flame would be more appropriate or better for you. Like I was working with a client the other day and she says, I think a red flame sounds like I really need to use a red flame. And I checked in, it was like, yes. And so we were using a red flame with her. So tap into what you need for you. Like what I do here is a template, and it's an outline of what and how all of this stuff basically works. But there might be something that you're inclined to that's going to be even more aligned for you specifically. So we're going to bring this 50-50 mixture up through the solar plexus. Here we go, into the heart, where it's stopping. another fear entity. So go ahead and use your choice of flame right there in that heart chakra. If you can't figure it out, I'm getting a black flame. So if you can't decide, so turn those flames on in the heart there. Excellent. So we're bringing this 50-50 mixture up through the heart and the throat, and the sixth chakra and the crown and the rings, and through all the layers of your aura. And then we're going to clear that 15th layer, which has more of this influence. We're going to start at the bottom. We're going to clear this energy all the way up and out. Today we were also experimenting with putting our whole energy field in like a giant flame that cleared this whole layer. So you can also try that. It's a lot right around the solar plexus where they're trying to hold down our power. They don't want us to tap into our power, our ultimate power. Okay, great. We're going to do the same thing with the 30th layer, starting at the bottom so we can clear those control beings out. And this reptilian influence that hangs out in this 30th layer. All right, excellent. And then last but not least, we're going to clear our circle of reciprocity. So the upper four chakras and all of our rings, we're going to bring all of that energy out that right arm. So it's stopping right here at your shoulder. So you're not giving of yourself. It's hard to implement and get things done. It's that masculine energy, outward masculine energy, gets stuff done, creates structures to hold the feminine flow. So let's bring this energy out that right arm. There we go. Good. And you put your fingers tips together, hold your hands like that, like you have a ball in your hands. And we're going to bring that energy up through that left arm so you can receive all the support, clients, money, rich resources, everything that you need to be a successful entrepreneur. As we bring this receiving, it's kind of getting stuck at that left elbow. So this is part of that belief, and we'll probably also be clearing it at that sixth chakra, that you have to work really hard for what you earn or what you manifest or create, and that it might be hard for you to receive unless you worked really hard for it. So that's not true. It's another one of the programs. So there we go. So now it's coming up through the shoulder, down through the front and back of the heart, out that right arm in the left, through the front and back of the throat, 6 crown rings. Excellent. Okay, great job. So let's take a look at some of these other things. So the fear is down to 0. The anger, 15%. Let's go down to the root chakra, out to that 15th layer. So guess who this anger belongs to? It's not yours. It's a 1%. They love it when you're angry because that's how they feed themselves. You see massive amounts of anger and rage come winter when things really start to unravel because of the results of the program that's being implemented on the planet right now. People are going to discover that they've been duped. It's a whole nother level of waking up if they survive. Okay, so anger, yes. So speaking of anger, I was on a walk the other day, and it came to me how even these colors, this magenta, and over there we go, there. There's bougainvillea, so beautiful. That is the perfect color to counteract any angry energy. This is the color of passion. And so it's a great way to transmute anger. And, I was thinking that this would be a great color to use for when the fires start back up again, because that's what they're going to do. That's what they do every year. Every year it just gets worse. So when you find yourself becoming enraged by this, use that color right at your crown. Fill your energy field with this beautiful magenta color, and it can help transmute that anger into passion. Passion is what drives you and moves you forward in a productive way, in a way that is beneficial. Whereas anger and rage is, you just destroy things when you're that much anger and rage. And anger can also be very pushy. It pushes you. Whereas passion will help to inspire you. It's going to pull you forward with some inspiration instead of making you feel pushed by anger. So remember that when you feel angry, or if there's fires in your area, that's really powerful energies. All right, let's see what else we have. Cords. There are some cords in the root. So I want you to go down to the root chakra and just expand that worry circle. But you're going to put the people that are in there on the circle, and you're just going to expand that circle until that energy goes back to them. You can also try a flame. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This I find is always effective. Just sending that energy back. Okay, great. Let's do fear entities. There's 3. So this is much faster, which is why I'm headed to these. And then I want to move on to your money pile and an avatar for your business. And it's a tool you can use every day for your business. So let's see about these fear entities. So right here in the 6th chakra, in the heart, and in the root. So simultaneously, you're going to put a flame in each one of these chakras. And you're going to turn that flame up, whatever the color you'd like, violet flame, black flame, whatever is your calling. And you're going to transmute this fear by activating that energy. So go ahead and do that. Excellent. Great job. So those fear entities are now gone. And let's do the same for the control beings. There's about 10 of those. Now, there'll be days, some days where they get very persistent, and that tired energy keeps coming over, and you just want to lay down and you just want to take a nap. And so see if you can get a sense where those control beings are. I'll tell you where. We're going to focus mostly heart, solar plexus, 2nd chakra, and the root. Put a flame in each of those to transmute these control beings and these energies. Turn up that flame, and I'm just going to transmute this energy. Excellent. Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. These are a little bigger than those fear entities. more powerful, more whatever. However, never forget that you are more powerful than any of these beings because you have a body and they don't. They need you and your body to generate the energies that they live on: fear, anger, rage, terror, worry, stress. So just remember that you're more powerful than they are. And this, what we're doing right here, is demonstrating that. Okay, so control beings, 0, 0. Great job. So the last thing that I want to share with you is, and if any of you are interested in going a step further, then you love coming here. That's great. I love having you here, and I know you really appreciate it. But we're doing things as a group, and so it's a little more general. So if you're really interested in quantum jumping your business and being an entrepreneur and really dialing in your business so that you really start moving the needle, I suggest you get an energy report where a vibrational altitude report, and I'll have a suggestion in there about a way that I can really, really help you take it to a whole nother level. So it all starts with that report, though. No matter who you are, if you're interested in working with me, that's where everyone starts. From little peoples to $1 million clients, it doesn't matter. It's where everybody starts. So let's check your money vibration, and let's see. Oh, got about. Okay, we're going to check. So this is, you've probably done this before if you've been here, and this is a really powerful tool on how to raise your money vibration. It's also included in the 20-minute meditation that is available for you to listen to every single day, so you can create a practice on this. And half of that meditation is devoted to raising your money vibration. So we're just going to run through it real quickly here. So you imagine your big money pile sitting out in front of you with a private separate grounding cord. We're going to start, first let me measure your money vibration. It's at 500, which is the vibration of love, so that's all well and good. But we want it to be at infinity, which is past 250,000. So we're going to start draining out the energies that are making your money vibration low. So we did this in our group over this 21 days, and there were people that had, one lady, she had 8 new clients within the next few days. Someone else had a $1,000 unexpected income. Other people, new clients showing up, and just a lot more clarity and ease. So this is a really powerful tool. So we're going to start draining out of this money pile the people and their beliefs that are in this money pile. So your mother and your father would be the first 2 energies. And their hardworking martyr energy. If you have a partner or an ex, you would drain them out. Children, put high demands. Well-meaning friends and family. And yes, so there's some there. And then last but not least, we're going to, well, it can also be people that are related to your job, your business, like clients or a business partner, or, work colleagues, or if you work for someone, maybe a boss. So clear all of that out of your money pile. And then last but not least is that 1%. So they're always in our money piles because we interact with their dirty money almost every single day. So this is how you energetically clear your money so that you can attract clean fuel sources. Okay, Good. So now you're going to imagine a liquid gold stream of energy coming out of this money pile, and it's going to come into your crown. First it's going to come through all of the rings that hold your dreams and desires with money, with your business, with the clients that you are going to be helping. Because that's really where the greatest joy happens, right? It's not with paper and ink called money. It's with the transformation you create for people, how you're in service to other people. That's where the joy is. So let's bring this liquid gold through the rings into the crown, giving you permission to have what you desire, through that sixth chakra, clearing those limiting and lack mindsets, through the throat so you can talk about what you do, tell people what you charge, into the heart. Okay, so it's stopping here. Let it stir in here so you can clear out any ways that you've been judging yourself, making yourself wrong for all the coulda, woulda, shouldas you coulda, woulda, shoulda done with your business. Bringing in some forgiveness, gratitude, and appreciation. Excellent. So as this high vibration of money is coming down through the heart, solar plexus, second chakra, spilling down the root, let's bring this high vibration of money up the front, through that second chakra, where it's stopping. So I want you to go out to the 15th layer out in front and pull in that 1% energy there. Or if you wanted to turn on a flame, you could, but we want to clear this 1% energy out of this second chakra that relates to your money, because you don't want to be creating for them and slaving away for them and then being in all that struggle and effort and pushing, chasing, forcing. You want to be in the magic of your creations and magnetizing clients that really get what you do and love and appreciate the work that you do and the transformation you create. Okay, great. So now let's bring this money up through the second and the third and the heart and the throat and the sixth and the crown, rings, all the layers of the aura. 30. So the aura is clear. Let's bring this money through the circle of reciprocity, out that right arm where you're giving out into the world, out into the economy. So it's kind of getting stuck right at that shoulder. So maybe there's something of value that you could bring forward if you don't have much money to work with. You can still, it's the outward energy of bringing value that is important. So we're bringing this value out the right arm, this masculine giving side. Okay. And then we're going to bring those fingertips together. We're going to allow the receiving into that feminine receiving side, up that left arm. So it's getting stuck right at that, just past the wrist. Okay. To the shoulder. Down through the front and back of the heart. So you have a circle of energy out the right arm, in the left. Through the front and back of your throat. And the sixth chakra. And the crown. And the rings. So clearing that, all that energy, so that you can receive. So it's less about people not giving to you and more about yourself, allowing yourself to receive what's like knocking at your door. Let me in. So you have to let it in and become vulnerable and surrender to what wants to come in and stop trying to control everything. Okay, great. Okay, we have time. Well, I wanted to show you how to use an avatar really quick. So an avatar is used, and this is outlined, I think it's in the last chapter of my book. Access your ultimate power, the blueprint to infinite intelligence. My whole system is outlined there. So in that last chapter, I tell you, I think it's the last, could be second to the last. Either way, how to use avatars for various things, including your business. So you're going to imagine a person standing out in front of you, and you're going to run energy through them the way that you do through yourself. So we just make sure that this avatar represents your business, how you make money. In the rings, you're going to put all the intentions and desires that you have for this business and the ways that you want to help people transform their lives, and how you want to feel when this transformation happens. So we're going to make sure this avatar is grounded, that you can bring the energy up through the legs. And let's see if there's a worry circle. Yes, out to the second layer. There's a lot of anger in your business entrepreneur avatar. So let's drop the anger down the grounding, because when you're trying to do business and you're angry, people feel that, and then it can be repelling, like you're trying to say words through all this angry filters and it's not coming out how you wanted it to. So super important. So she's saying she feels sleepy now. So this, before I go on, this sleepy energy, go with it, especially when you're listening to the meditation, that 20-minute meditation. If you start to fall asleep, go with it. You're releasing unconscious energy. That's going to help you become more awake, more aware. So, go with it. You can always go back and listen to these recordings. So the business avatar, we're going to pull in that worry circle with all that anger. We're just going to drop it down the grounding cord of this avatar. There we go. And then we're going to bring pure source down through the ring, 7, 6, 5, 4, stopping at the heart where you're beating yourself up for all the coulda, woulda, shouldas, making yourself wrong. Yeah, so you can just clear all that out of the heart. We're going through stuff here kind of fast, but there's something still there. So there's a control being in your business space in this avatar. So put a flame there. Put a flame right in the heart chakra of your business avatar. Burn up that control being. Okay, great. 7, 6, 5, 4. There we go. 3, 2, 1. So it's coming down the backside, bringing that 50-50 mixture up the front through the second, third, fourth, still getting stuck at that heart. So in this business, there's something that you're trying to prove. And so that never goes well, because you're already worthy. You're already enough. You're already lovable. So there's really nothing to prove. There's just you bringing your gifts, showing up, and being you. And people will resonate with your message, with your gifts, and that's who you attract. So this is nothing to prove. Like, I'm not here trying to prove anything. I'm just doing what I do. I'm doing what I love. And I love hearing the results that people get. And I transform thousands and tens of thousands of lives. I've helped all people over the past 20 years. So, and you can too. You can step into these gifts. So as we're bringing this energy up through the heart, yeah, there's still something there. There's still that proving energy. There's another fear entity right in there. So there's this fear of failure. Yeah, put a flame in there. And this fear that you're not going to be able to do enough to make your business successful. Well, it's less, yes, you have to implement things, you have to do things, but it's less about that and more about being aligned here. So many of you are just all being pulled outside trying to get all this stuff done, and you're not aligned. So you keep magnetizing and attracting things that are off because you're off. So, heart. We're just clearing that energy right at the heart. Where this control being doesn't want you to bring your gifts to humanity because they know you're part of the solution. Okay, there we go. There. So now this 50-50 mixture is coming up through the heart, throat, 6 crown rings, all the layers of the aura, clearing that 15th layer and the 30th layer, and then clearing that circle of reciprocity in your business avatar, out the right arm, in the left, receiving. That was just a quick run through just to give you an idea of how that works. So I hope that you found this beneficial. Anybody feel anything different? Feeling sleepy now? Anything else? Is any of you feeling a little more present in your bodies? Maybe calmer? Maybe a little more inspired, a little more hopeful? Those are all great benefits. Love to hear. And I'd also like you to just contemplate how you're showing up as an entrepreneur. Are you getting support? Like, every entrepreneur needs a mentor, whether it's a business mentor, whether it's someone like myself to help you break through these energies that you know are holding you back. And, because you can have the best systems in the world and the greatest funnel, and you say these positive affirmations every day, but if there's things in your energy field that are still stuck and keeping you in these lower vibrations, and then that's what's creating and manifesting for you subconsciously, and if you're not in your body. So contemplate how you're showing up in your business. Michelle says, so Catherine says that she feels less fear, so that's awesome. And then let's see what Michelle says. Do you send the fear entities and control beings to the flames in the chakras during the clearing, or do the flames attract them like a magnet and they come to the flame where they melt? Asking it for when I will try to clean them on my own. Experiment, Michelle. See, notice what you notice. It's probably could be either way, whether you just, so I just personally imagine that it just transmutes them, like they just dissolve. But it could also be that you see that thing coming towards the flame and then it just poofs and disintegrates. So, trust and tap into your own intuition. So let's see. Natalie says, I feel great and so relaxed. I wish I could get an energy report too. You are wonderful. Well, great, you can. And so I think Roma had that earlier. We'll post it again, or I'll post it up here on the screen in a minute. Let's see. Now look full. Minty, calm, more in my body, a bit stiff around the neck area. Yeah, so as you come into your body, you're going to find places where you've been holding energies, holding your fears. So this was the book. And then yes, and then the energy report. Let's see where that is. Oh, here's the 20-minute meditation practice. And then let's see if we can get the report. Energy. Oh, here's the report. Okay, great. So, and then here's the report. So for those of you who are, you here now present, you can always go back and listen to this and stop the recording so that you can access these different things that are of most importance to you. So I love helping conscious entrepreneurs because they're just more awake. I don't have to teach them a bunch of stuff. Like we're doing more advanced stuff here. And so not everybody's going to get this. What I do is not for everyone, but for those of you who are conscious, who knows what's going on, and you also are conscious enough to know that you need some help getting past these blocks that you've tried everything to do on your own. Your tools are only taking you so far. So if that's the case, get a report. That's where it all starts. And then we can talk about how I can help you in a much bigger way so you can help more people. There's a bunch of people out there waiting for you to really get your stuff together so you can help them. So let's do it. All right. Any last comments? Thank you. I love the chimes in the background. I do too. My daughter, she's a musician, her and her boyfriend, she's a piano teacher, and they have the best wind chimes. I tell you this, I've never heard better ones. All right. Well, sending so much love. I will be back on Tuesday to answer your personal questions. And if you have something that you want me to take a look at, a peek at, we'll take a look. We can do a clearing and help get you past these hurdles. All right. Sending so much love. And we will be back on Tuesday. Namaste.